While I'm in Vegas, for my body, shout out to my Caleb Young. Got the cake up, now he's on a data. I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp, I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now and in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Arizona Cardinals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. He finds some open field here. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. This time Jackson will throw it. It's right around the 6. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch it now, Barney.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Now a 3rd and goal situation as this Arizona defense tries to stand tall once more. Now this time he'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the score. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On second down, Johnson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some time.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On third down, Rosen. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball. When that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points by how hard you throw the football.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And an alley to run. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Jackson on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's go. Green.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big game there. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll go down at the 28. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in 3rd and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in 3rd and manageable. They've got a chance at a 1st down.
Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. He can't get him down, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the interception, here's Rosen. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The gain of 39 that time. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Gone!
On 1st down, it's Rosen. Underneath for Johnson. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now Rosen. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. And he's able to put it through. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Now Jackson on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Ravens on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Set! Green, 39!
Now Jackson on first down. Out to the flat for Reddick. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And he knocks it through. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Cardinals got to go quickly. Hustling to the line. Now Rosen looking to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. As the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This will be taken at the 10. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go play action here on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Watch it now, Barney.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got him in, complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
And 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 319.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And flags come as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Detroit!
Now a play fake here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Corey Peters in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Now let's go. Move, Landon.
Throwing is Jackson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and very long.
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now.
From the gun, Jackson. Carrying one deep for Crabtree. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dub for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's Rosen. Dumping it off for Johnson. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Give him 8 on the play, and it's a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw is Rosen. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tim Williams in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now here come the Ravens. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. Well, they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4th. Here's Sam Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's Rosen to throw. His throw incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And now running right through it. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10.
Here we go. Blue landed.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Tackle made by Antoine Bethea.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. All day, every day, any day.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Looking deep for Crabtree. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly. Just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now it's Rosen looking. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Play action. Now Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
Rosen will throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can forward and give you a big play now.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Malcolm Mitchell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Kites use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Koo able to connect on the extra point as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. To return it, here's Tavon Young. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. He hits Riddick underneath. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Ravens on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Jackson from the shotgun. He finds Riddick, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Over.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Over. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He lost 6 there on the first down play. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And down to the 36-yard line here. The keeper gets him 7 that time, and it'll lead to a 3rd down. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. This time, Jackson will throw it. Going up top. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now it's Rosen. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Play action here with Rosen. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on 1st down. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. Rosen again on 2nd and 10. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the... And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And who's got it? I think the Ravens do, yes. And they're going to win this football game. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road.